Hello, Index Coin family, and thank you for joining me today on July 4th. I hope you are enjoying your holiday. I am. I'm actually with the family, and we are actually at the pool, which explains my tank top today. But I promised you a video today, promised that you'd see some fireworks, and so I wanted to make sure that you received this video update. So today's update is we are going to be exposing some of the lies that we found in this civil complaint, if you will. This is put out by the State Commissioner Tung Chan. We were being investigated by an investigator by the name of Iona Dobra, and some of this garbage that you see in this, it's just going to blow your mind how these people could be in a place of government and have it be this corrupt. Actually, you know what? It's probably not going to surprise a lot of you, right? So let me just expose some of the garbage that's been going around, and let's just give them all a round of applause for being in their position. Okay, so let's get going. So first and foremost, one of the lies is that Caitlin and I spent all of the money on ourselves, that we never gave to any charity like we said we we're going to do. We didn't support any orphans or widows. We didn't support any orphans. We didn't do anything. We just basically bought a Range Rover that was 4 years old. We bought a luxury handbag, which we were doing that before we even did Index Coin. Okay, my wife likes nice things. Sorry if that offends you. Sorry. Okay, so we have nice things, we enjoy nice things. We had all this before Index Coin, and we were doing it even during Index Coin. But here's the lie. The lie is that we never gave to anyone. Okay, now, they didn't tell you that we sold everything that we had multiple times, okay? But let's get into this because we actually gave them our bank records. I'm going to let their own words hang them. Ready? Here we go. So email, this is dated July 1st, 2024, so just a few days ago, and this is what the state said. The state says, the commissioner, Tung Chan, also alleges that the regulados omitted to state or disclose material facts. Okay, Tung, what are those facts? That contributions to charitable organizations, if made at all, went to a church owned and operated solely by the defendants. So, let me come right out and say this. Yes, we tithed on the business, on the gross of the business. It was $290,000 that we tithed to the church that we started. I mean, it's our church. Where else are we going to tithe? Okay, that's where God had us on our assignment. Now, out of that bank account is we were giving to ministries, we were giving to orphans, we were giving to widows, we were buying cars for people. Anybody who had a need, we were giving out of that fund. Okay, they didn't tell you that. On top of that, okay, we're going to talk about on top of that. So we're not even going to address the $290,000 that went to Victorious Grace Church. Okay, we'll just leave that one alone. But we'll talk about on top of that. Ready? So this is in the complaint. So this is their complaint that they filed against us. So this is the civil complaint, and this is in paragraph 108. It says defendants' ledgers. That's our bank statements. How do they have our bank statements? Because we gave them everything. Our attorneys at the time said, you don't have to give them all of this. And we said, we don't have anything to hide. Let them have it. And I'm glad we did, okay? Because now it's all coming into light, you crooks. Defendants' ledgers reflect that they made contributions to other churches and ministries as well. Okay, so what do you think is fair to give other churches and ministries? You know, maybe a few $100s, maybe a few $1,000s, right? On a $3 million, venture, right? You know, what do you think would be fair? Okay, so Caitlin and I, we believe in sowing and reaping. We fully believe in it. We live our lives by it. Everything we do involves this principle. And it says that we gave approximately $245,000 through July 23. It's not our words. This is in the civil complaint. Go look it up for yourselves. Okay. So on top of the $290,000 that we tied to the church and gave out of that account, in addition, there was another $245,000 that went directly to other churches and ministries, not just ours. So what does that tell you? That tells you that we are practicing what we preach. That tells you that these people are lying. They're liars. Tung Chan, I hope you see this and you see that your words are hanging you. Thank you, Jesus. I'm glad that you put this in the complaint because it's all coming to light now. So, getting a little fired up here. So let's talk about Jesse. This is a man by the name of Jesse Duplantis. Okay, Jesse Duplantis was listed as a co-defendant in our case. So why did they bring Jesse in here? Okay, so the Colorado SEC alleged that we paid him commissions. They alleged that we paid this guy commissions. They listed him as a co-defendant in the lawsuit, even though we had never spoken to this guy. Okay. Now, when this all went down, we reached out to Jesse Duplantis Ministries down in Louisiana. We said, hey, here's what's going on. Here's our number. He never called us. So, Jesse, if you see this, call me. Stop being shady. Again, this is a document that he signed on May 22nd, 2024. You can see this is a stipulated motion for entry of permanent injunction as to Jesse Duplantis. And I'm sorry, this is a little fuzzy as a photocopy, but it says Jesse Duplantis admits that the ministry, Jesse Duplantis Ministries, received funds from or on behalf of defendant Eli Regalado. In total, Jesse Duplantis admits that JDM received $23,274.87. So we gave this guy in this ministry $23,000. This is seed that we were sowing into him because this is one of the main people that taught us about seed time and harvest. Okay? So what does the state do? The state sees us giving ministries money. They say, you're paying these people to promote index coin to their communities. That's a lie. You guys are liars for saying that. Shame on you. And it keeps on going, and it says, defendant Duplantis represents by his signature to the court and commissioner as true and correct that defendant Duplantis never met or communicated with the defendants, hello, Eli or Caitlin, or any person or entity on their behalf, and that defendant Duplantis believed these payments to be donations to his church and not commissions. Hello. You see what's going on here, guys? Here's the lie. The lie is they say, first and foremost, they say we never gave to any churches. Then at the same time, on the other side of their mouth, they say, well, you gave to all these churches, but they were commissions, okay? Then they come out and we find out it's like, oh, they're not commissions, they're donations because we've never even talked to these people, okay? It's hilarious. So, to get out, Jesse basically signed a little plea deal and settled. He ended up giving the seed away to a nonprofit that teaches kids about financial literacy. Hey, go ahead. The devil's always after stealing the seed, so he stole this one. He's not going to steal all of them. But it says, by agreeing to this stipulation, the defendant agrees, this is Jesse, agrees not to take any action or to make or permit to be made any public statement denying or directly or indirectly creating the impression that the action filed by the commissioner is without factual basis. Listen here, Commissioner. Jesse signed that piece of paper. I didn't. You are in the wrong. You listed this person. You blasted him in your press releases. You blasted us in your press releases. You went out and just thought you had, this amazing case of just fraud and deceit. You are a liar. You are a liar, liar, liar. And I hope you get back into the office after your holiday and you see this and you see what you've done. Shame on you that you would even make someone sign this to get out of this. You're a crook. The defendant shall take all responsibility and necessary steps to ensure that all of its agents and employees understand and comply with this. So now Jesse has to tell all of his people that work for him, we can't say anything, otherwise they're going to come back and get us. Well, Jesse, you may not be able to, but I can, okay? You are a liar, Tung Chan, Commissioner of State of Colorado. You're a liar. You're a liar. We got you lying, and we're going to keep getting you lying. Stay tuned. And here's Jesse's signature, just in case you don't believe me. All right, let's talk about Johnny Daugherty. Johnny Daugherty. Anybody seen this dude before? We never have, but apparently the state says this. In her first amended complaint, so this is Tung Chan, this is the commissioner, okay? The commissioner, Tung Chan, alleged that defendant Eli Regalado, that's me, had arranged meetings with pastors of other churches and offered those pastors incentives to invest and sought to gain access to these other churches' parishioners. Okay. First amended complaint at paragraph 6. One of those pastors was identified as Johnny Daugherty. So again, her words. We're seeing all this money go to ministries, but we're going to say that he never gave to ministries. Oh, but he did give to ministries, so now we're just going to say that he's paying them to get access to his people. Man, woman, I swear, you must just sit in bed at night and just think of stories to tell yourself, because this is just the craziest thing I've ever seen. So Mr. Daugherty was subsequently served with this lawsuit. Let me be clear that we have never even talked to this dude. I have no clue who this guy is. We've never gave him a cent. I have no clue how this dude was even mentioned. So once served, Mr. Daugherty contacted undersigned counsel, so he had to actually retain counsel, and informed undersigned counsel of his lack of knowledge of defendant index coin and denied having received commissions. He had to furnish documentation evidencing a lack of payments from any named defendant in this matter. So now, Tung Chan goes and lists him as a lawsuit, rips his name through the mud, and then now sits there and says, oh yeah, I guess we messed up, right? So the commissioner is satisfied that Mr. Daugherty ought to be dismissed from this matter. Would you think? Therefore, the commissioner requests an order from this court dismissing Mr. Daugherty. But wait, there's more. There's more. Okay, so our utility strategy. So this is paragraph number 134 of the complaint. It says, perhaps the referenced utility strategy would have worked to exempt defendants from securities laws and regulations if they had, in fact, developed a private community that used index coin as its native currency to buy and sell goods and services, if that is what defendant Eli allegedly presented to the attorneys who signed off on it. So here's Tung Chan, in her words, saying that perhaps this utility strategy would have worked. It would have worked. It would have worked if they would have built it. Okay, great. Well, here's the thing about the utility, Tung Chan. Let me just kind of bring it down, make it really simple and clear, and slow it down for you to understand. In order to get access to the utility, you have to have and own index coin. So because you don't own index coin, you can't access the utility. That's why it's called a private community. Okay, so let me just kind of show you what this looks like. So this is an exhibit I actually submitted to the court early on, but I'm going to play this for you guys now. It's about 1 minute and 25 seconds.
Hey, hello everybody. If you're trying to get into the Kingdom Wealth community, the utility for index coin, the first thing you need to do is you're going to have an index coin wallet with a balance on it. So the best way to do this is you can purchase it from Kingdom Wealth Exchange, and once you get it on Kingdom Wealth Exchange, you can just send one coin to your index coin wallet. The wallet acts as a digital key to give you access. So assuming you have done that, what you want to do is you want to open up your wallet. From here, we're going to just click on index coin. We're going to click show menu. On the upper right hand corner, we're going to click on open community. And what's going to happen is it's going to open up your community. And then from here, this is the utility side. You can join any community that you want. So you can join Crypto 101, Kingdom Wealth Training. We are doing away with this. We're going to just use our other community for index coin updates, but you'll be able to see everything here. And this is your utility. So we're going to constantly be adding to this. We're going to constantly be adding more content, more experts, more ways to show you how to educate you on wealth, create wealth, and distribute wealth. So I hope this blesses you. Have an amazing day. God bless you, and we will talk to you soon.
Okay, so now guess what? One of the main things that we teach people on is wealth. And how does wealth work the kingdom way? It's not just buy and sell a bunch of cryptocurrency, it's sowing and reaping. We actually have an entire study module in there. We have an entire class on sowing and reaping using kingdom principles to actually accumulate wealth. So that's in the utility. So what's interesting is they said this would have worked to exempt defendants from securities laws and regulations if they had built it. We built it. Tung Chan, it's right there. You just can't see it because you don't have index coin. You know what you should do? You should buy some index coin. If you buy some index coin, I'll give you access to the utility. Promise. Okay? Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's do this next one here. This is, okay. So it says in paragraph 81, defendants completely omitted to disclose the financial mechanics of how index coin would work. While defendants claimed in their market materials that index coin was pegged to an index of cryptocurrencies, defendants absolutely did not peg index coin to anything. Okay, so everyone's reading this. They're sitting there saying, oh, Eli is a fraud. He deceived all these people. Look at here. They didn't disclose any of this information. Okay, all right, we'll buy that right now. Defendants admitted to state the following material facts. So they're saying myself, my wife, and others admitted to state these material facts. That index coin was not pegged to a certain value, but instead backed by essentially no assets whatsoever. Okay, so this is on the homepage of the website of indexcoin.com. Now, our website is down right now, but if you want to go to Wayback Machine, just Google Wayback Machine, and then type in indexcoin.com, you'll be able to see a snapshot so you can see everything that I'm seeing. So on the home page, we say, how is the index calculated for index coin? And it says, add up the top 100 coins, divide by 100, divide by the total supply, and the price equals we rate the rate rounded to the nearest 2 decimal places. Okay, so that's very simple. But what they're saying is that we completely omitted to disclose the financial mechanics of how index coin would work. Okay, well that's pretty simple right there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I should just add a couple more steps. I'm open to suggestions, Tung Chan. You know, whatever makes it easier for you to understand, I'm game. And then on the homepage, right below that, it says, so it's an index fund. It says, no, index coin is a utility coin whose market value is index based. It is not a fund. Ready? Does not own the coins it indexes. Okay, right here it says index coin was not pegged to a value but was instead backed by essentially no assets whatsoever. And we omitted to state that. I don't know how else we can say this, Tung Chan. Okay, why? Very simply. Why don't we do that? The crypto market's still relatively new and can be volatile. Everyone can see that. Many of the coins in the index have the potential to fall out of the top 100 as new ones take their place. Index coin with the algorithm immediately captures those changes without owning each coin. Most cryptocurrencies have prices that are based on supply and demand. So the more people buy, the price goes up. The more people sell, the price goes down. You see Bitcoin doing this. That's because it's completely based on supply and demand. Index coin's value is always going to be pegged to the performance of the top 100 coins. That doesn't mean we're a fund. That doesn't mean we own all the assets we're indexing. We're just using it to determine a price, a value, because we see that the value of other cryptocurrencies goes up and down, and it's so fluctuating. We said we're going to do something that's completely new, that's completely unique, that's completely different. And what the state is trying to say is that we omitted to say any of this, and you guys are seeing that's a flat out lie. Okay, so let's talk about the other lies with the Hacken audit, right? So Hacken audit was an audit that we did on our blockchain. So this is, we never had to do this either. We spent $60,000 to have this audit done, you guys. And the reason we did it is because we saw other cryptocurrencies that had launched and had gotten hacked. And we said, okay, we got some cash in the bank, so let's spend some money. Let's audit this code just to make sure that if there's any holes, we can get those fixed up so we don't get hacked and we don't have like any of these mishaps. So it says in paragraph 122 of the complaint, while it is true that defendants' products have been audited, defendants failed to inform investors that the auditor, Hacken, told defendants their product's security score was 0 out of 10. Additionally, wrote Hacken, considering all metrics, the total score of the report is 0 out of 10. Okay, that is true. It's true because that was the initial audit. So there was 2 audits that were done. It was an initial audit to expose everything that had to be fixed, and then we went and fixed it with our development team, and then had to re-audit it to basically say, now here's what's happening moving forward, okay? Paragraph 125 says, however, upon receiving the Hacken report, so they're saying after receiving the first report, we came out, posted on the Kingdom Wealth community and said, breaking news, index coin has been proofed by Hacken, the toughest, most legal crypto audit in the world, most legit crypto audit in the world, and before we launch, we are so far ahead of 90% of cryptos that ever existed for years. The reason we're saying this is because 90% of other cryptos have not been audited. This is a voluntary process. We did not have to do this. We did not have to spend $60,000. If we're trying to scam people, why are we going to spend $60,000 to have an audit? Okay. What they didn't tell you is we did the first audit. Then we did a re-audit, okay, and here's what the re-audit did after we got the first audit. It says, during the audit, okay, this is the first audit, 8 critical and 3 medium severity issues and relatively easy attacks against the consensus were found. All, ALL, of the previously identified critical issues were fixed in this version from the commit. So all of the issues that were discovered were fixed. However, due to the high number of critical issues and a lot of code changes introduced after the audit, it's highly recommended, an additional audit in the near future is what they were trying to say, because the chance of finding additional issues in the code is high. It's a chance. They're saying you're going to need to do another audit in the future. We're like, yeah, no problem, right? This is going to be something we're doing on a regular basis. So as we add more features, as we add more things, as the code shifts and changes, we always want to have an audit. It's kind of like it's a security for your website and everything else. You're always doing these penetration tests to make sure that you're stable. And then again, it goes on to say, and this is in the audit, if you guys want to go to hacken.com, click on audits and just type in index coin, you can read this for yourself. All issues detected during the audit were correctly fixed by index coin and verified. All issues detected during the audit were correctly fixed by index team and verified. There it is. So the fact that you're saying, Tung Chan, that that we didn't do this, you are a liar. Man, I'm so sick of your lies. Still, due to the increased likelihood of new undetected vulnerabilities introduced during the audit period, the score was reduced. The overall security score is 6 out of 10. They reduced our score not because they found something else, but because there's a likelihood or there's a chance that there could be other things. And so they said, well, let's just do another audit. And they want to do another audit right away. And I'm like, I don't want to spend another, several tens of thousands of dollars to do another audit right away, okay? Because we fixed everything. Let's get rolling, and then we'll do another one in a few months. That was the conversation we had with Hacken, okay? So thank you for joining us, everyone. Happy 4th of July. I hope this sheds some light and gives you some insight into what Caitlin and I and some other folks listed on this lawsuit have been going through for the last 6 months, and really gives you a clear picture that these are just some of the lies. And this is 20 minutes. If I had more time, I'd give you more. And I'll continue to give you more with more updates and keep you abreast of what's going on with this case. But pray for our leaders. Pray for this Colorado SEC department. I mean, they need it. We just lift them up. We just rebuke all the lies of the enemy speaking through this department now in Jesus' name. Amen.